I'm Joe Thomas. Normally compete as a heavyweight, maybe switching to super heavyweight this year. Right now in this video, I'm 263 pounds. Competed last year at the North American top 3.
How tall are you?
5'9" and about a half, somewhere right around there.
Steve Spaulding. And in the video at the moment, I'm currently sitting at about 264. Last show I did was the 2012 Junior Nationals. Pretty much my first serious go-around at a national level show, and ended up getting 5th in the super heavyweight. So I was pretty happy about that. Happy how everything came out. Next shows I have lined up will probably be this fall. Currently in my off season right now. Obviously from the video you can tell. And I should definitely be a super heavyweight, hoping to come in about 240, between 240 and 244-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. The show I'm looking to do is definitely North Americans. I don't know what else yet is on the plate. Got to get with my coach and iron out all the details of what I'm going to do. In the video, first thing we did was we warmed up the triceps, get the elbows and everything nice and loose. And then we did just a few sets of that, me and Joe did, and then we went straight from that over to on the cables on the weighted machine doing the press downs, tricep push downs, and to just get the blood flowing, a little bit of weight. You know, we only went to 80 up to 100 pounds, just to get the blood in there and get everything flowing.
Yeah, we did the warm-ups first because anybody that's been training as long as we have, you know that you get those aches and those pains, so you got to get the little bit of blood in those elbows and get it warmed up first before you start pushing any kind of weight. Geriatric training. Then we go onto the tricep push downs, which, you know, we get more blood into the arm. What we try to do is just we really try to fill the arm full of blood as much as we can, try to expand it, just stimulate it as much as possible, not really annihilate it. And then after we did that, we went ahead and went on to what we're doing was we're going back and forth, tricep, bicep. So after that, we went on to a seated preacher curl. And what we try to do there is, again, we're not trying to use the heaviest weights possible with terrible form. What we try to do is heavyweight as possible with good form. We want to fill the muscle with as much blood as possible. So that's what we're doing here.
After we got done with the easy bar preacher curls, we went back to another tricep and decided to go a little bit heavier than what I normally do. We did the bench, laying down on the bench, the dumbbell skull crushers. And that, for me, that usually hits the triceps pretty good. At that point, you know, we had good enough blood in there, and the elbows were warmed up enough to put a little bit of weight on to do the skull crushers. One thing I've learned over the years is you jump straight into doing skull crushers at the beginning of your workout. Within, you know, not very long, your elbows are going to start screaming. So I don't care who you are, your elbows are going to start taking a pounding. So skull crushers is definitely one of those things, whether it's with an easy bar, straight bar, dumbbells. That's one of those things that you definitely have to take time to warm up and be smart, especially like Joe said, you know, as long as we've been training. I've been training since I was 12, 13 years old, so I've been doing this 17 years. You know, you got to protect yourself and keep everything in good condition, or you'll break down real quick. But we went straight into that, went moderately heavy, ended up working up to the 80s and the 85s for sets of 10. Got a good little pump on that.
Then we moved on to another bicep exercise. I really don't even know what they're called. They're called, I call them standing bicep curl things. And where you stand inside the two cables, and then it's almost like you're doing a front double bicep. Because I like to do them because it mimics a front double bicep. And I feel it helps that pose out a lot. Plus, I don't have the widest arms in the world, but I have really good peaks. So, you know, I really feel like that helps with, I know you can't just focus just on your peaks, but I feel like it really focuses on that pose, the front double bicep, and it's one of my favorite poses. So I really feel like it really helps with that pose. So we went ahead and did that, and we go pretty heavy, like always, as heavy as we can with perfect form. Try not to fling weights. There's no sense in flinging weights. You're not going to stimulate the muscle like you're supposed to if you're flinging weights and using momentum.
Yeah, and like Joe was talking about the standing barbell Superman. There's a million different names for that damn thing. One thing is Joe's got a little bit better peak than me. So I started throwing these in a few months ago when I started my off season. And it's helped a little bit. I definitely have really good width, and one thing I need to work on is getting the peak on the biceps, and I found that doing that such movement has really helped a lot. And like Joe says, it does mimic a front double bicep. So what better exercise to do to hit your peak and than mimicking the front pose. And then we went straight into the posing, where we are severely in the off season, if you can't tell. I'm enjoying food. It's a pretty Captain Obvious statement right there, but I try to stay moderately lean in the off season and not let myself get too out of shape. There's a lot of people out there I see that, you see them at a show and then you see them 2 months later and you're like, whoa, you don't even recognize them. Their cheekbones are covering their eyes and look like Campbell's kids. So I try to stay moderate within striking distance. It's from the weight that my goal weight of weighing in for a show. I try to stay within 20 to 25 pounds and not get absurdly out of shape. Plus, I'll be honest, I got really good genetics, so it's really hard for me to just to get fat and get a little chunky. So I guess I was blessed in that department. I do eat at least one meal a day, especially on my big body parts like leg day, back day, chest day. I'll stop and get some cheeseburgers or something. I'm on my way home after my workout, my post-workout shake. And that seems to give me a little good calorie spike, and my body utilizes the calories pretty well. So, but as far as the posing, just went through it really basic. To be honest, that's the first time I've posed. Like I said, the last show I did was Junior Nationals in 2012, and I've done posing maybe 3 or 4 times since then. So that's the first time I've actually went through the poses. And if you can't tell, I didn't even hit my side triceps because it's really hard right now for me to get my hand behind my back. So I don't want to look too pathetic right now. So.
So yeah, to talk about what Steve was talking about, yeah, we both have pretty decent genetics on to stay lean in the off season, which for me I found that kind of working against me a little bit because putting on size is not easy. Getting lean has always been easy. Like I said, I'm about 263 right now, and I'm really hoping to hit around 270 before I start my contest prep. But in order to do that, like Steve was saying, I also have to have a meal each day, at least one, and it's usually post-workout, consisting of some kind of stuff that people would call junk. Like what I do personally is I go to Burger King and I get 4 double hamburgers, and I'll eat that after post-workout. And I have to have a meal like that at least once a day if I really want to, get in the calories that I need. But yeah, as far as the posing, yeah, like Steve was saying, I did do the side tricep, and it was kind of hard to get my arm back because I also haven't posed since the North American. But yeah, it was kind of hard, but I almost got it. But yeah, the posing, the posing's always been, fairly easy for me. Obviously, there's tweaks and stuff that need to be, there's always room for improvement, and I know that. So, I'm going to work on those little tweaks and little improvements, and definitely try to bring the best package that I can to the Nationals on July 20th. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm gonna diet hard. I'm gonna pose hard. I'm gonna do everything I can, and hopefully bring that pro card home. I hope so, but we'll see what happens.